Welcome to Cooking with Jess, where we make you the hero in your home by bringing the flavor and keeping it healthy. Because over here, we believe keeping it healthy doesn't mean you compromise on taste. Today, we're going to make arroz con leche, loosely translated into rice pudding. Let's get started. So before we even started anything, I went ahead and I prepared a tea. The tea is going to be, you ready for this? We got canela, which is cinnamon. We have star anise. We have 1 star anise, and we have some cloves. So this is boiling away in some water. Then we have some rice. Now I went and you can use a medium grain rice. I used a long grain rice because that's what I had. So what we're going to do is, well, it would have been nice if I would have brought the rice. So let me bring the rice over here. I took rice and we rinse, and then we let it drain. Now you want this to sit overnight. If you don't have time for that, like myself, what I did was I put boiling hot water on it and I just let it sit in the boiling hot water for more like 4 hours. But the goal is to get the rice soft, right? You want to get it so that when we go ahead and we cook this, now it was heating up, so it's gonna be a little, you hear it's a little spicy. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put some of this tea. Now the tea is hot, so please be careful when you're doing this. But I'm gonna put the tea directly in with the rice. Now I'm doing it in this order because what I want to do is I don't want to get all that wonderful canela and the star anise as well as a clove in there because I don't want to have to fish it out later. So let's just go ahead and take it out now. So it has a beautiful color too. See, it's like kind of that reddish brown, if you can see that. So we got that there. And then what I'm going to do is I want to go ahead and we're going to stir this a little bit. I want to go ahead and make, you heard me correctly, I want to make some coconuts flavored goodness to go on top of that. Here's what I mean by that. Now you can get evaporated coconut milk, or, side note, I just learned about evaporated coconut milk. I didn't even know this was a thing until Thanksgiving time. My cousin made this awesome vegan dessert. I challenged him to make a vegan dessert, and then he told me he used evaporated coconut milk, and I'm like, what's that? I didn't even know that was a thing. However, 1 can of that and 1 can of coconut milk. Now, if you've been here before, you know that I'm not a fan of using tin or canned things. So I found this. This is called organic cream coconut, and it's unsweetened, and it comes in a caja, as you can see. So here is what it looks like. Now I have it sitting in a bath of warm water to break it up because it's cold where I live. So if you know anything about cocoa, you know that cocoa is going to harden, it's going to separate, it's going to do all the things we don't want it to do. So for the most part, it's almost all liquid. I'm not really concerned about it because you see this baby right here. We're going to put this packet in the blender and we're going to blend it up. Now, what I have in here is some vanilla. I just put a tablespoon in there, and then we're going to go ahead and mix in or blend in these ingredients. So we're going to put this in here. Oh, it's kind of mostly liquid, but it'll be fine because, like I said, it's going in this blender. And this Vitamix is, let me tell you something, it is serious. Okay, so when we put that in, I've been doing really well with my whole campaign about not scraping everything down to the last drop. I've been working on this. I am happy to report that I'm doing much better. But as I'm talking to you, you can see I'm still scraping it because I really want to get all that coconut goodness flavor. I really want to get, and because it's separated, so like the oil goes to the top, and then all that coconut goodness was kind of on the, so the top part had the aceite and then the oil, and then the bottom part had the all that coconut goodness. That's the part that's still in here. So I want to try to get all of that out. But in this over here, I put in 1 cup of water and 1 cup of coconut milk. Now, there is another coconut milk that I buy that comes in a caja también. That comes in a box also. So what I do is, I don't use it very often, but I like to have it on hand because sometimes when I'm baking and it calls for a milk, I'm always going to substitute for an alternative. And you can make these things on your own. You do not have to run to the store every time you're trying a new recipe, or anytime that you just want to substitute out regular milk for one of these alternatives. You don't have to buy it, but we'll get to that. That's a story for another day. But I like to keep them on hand just in case. So I'm going to put that in there. And then we're going to add in the azúcar. So we have here, this is 1/2 cup of organic cane sugar, and then 1/2 cup of turbinado sugar. Now that may seem like a lot of sugar, but this is a dessert. And also keep in mind, this particular coconut that I put coconut cream, which we're converting into more of like a milky consistency, it's unsweetened. So just keep that in mind. Make sure that you're reading the ingredients on these things that you're purchasing, so you see how much salt and sodium is in it. It's very important. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and blend this up. That's it. Now, I let that run a little longer, and the reason being is because this particular blender has, you see him over here scraping again? Listen, it's a process, okay? It's a process. But I was saying that the reason why I let it go just a little bit longer is because this particular blender has a heating element to it. And since this is going to go into the pot with our rice that's cooking with the tea, it's okay if it's a little heated. It'll help to move things along just a little bit quicker. I'm ready for this aroma that's good. Ooh, first of all, that aroma that just hit when I opened this. Woo, honey. Creamy, silky. It's gonna taste great. I already know because I can smell it already has canela in it. And then just because I'm me, and I have a special thing with nuez moscada. What is nuez moscada? If you don't know what that is like the powdered nutmeg. Well, honey, I have a little piece right here, and we're gonna take it and we're gonna with this we call this a microplane, right? We're gonna this is for the after. I'm jumping ahead. However, when those two things, canela and the nuez moscada, you don't have to say no more. Say no more. And then on top of that, it's a dessert, so it's sweet, and I'm already sold. The thing about this is, I used to eat this as a child, loved it, couldn't get enough of it. However, as life changed and I moved away from the dairy or the milk, and now we're going to replace it with this non-dairy option, I said, I'm here for it. And the reason why all this came about is because my son, for some odd reason, and I'm just go ahead and talk because I want this to cook down. I'm gonna put the top on it. But he asked me, Mama, can you make rice pudding? And I didn't know what, I'm like, I've had it. I don't think I've made it before, but yeah, we can figure it out. And he said, yeah, because Senora, we're not gonna say her last name, but anyway, his teacher was saying that, hey, you can make it, you can bring it to the school, and you can show the kids how to make it, and I'm here for that. I don't talk about this too much because this is cooking show, but I love going to my kids' school to chaperone for different events. I think I've gone to almost all except for 2, just because of scheduling purposes I couldn't go. But I love chaperoning. Side note, I really wanted to be a teacher on my come up. I didn't go that route. However, whenever I get the opportunity to go, I'm there. I enjoy it. It just speaks to just a certain part of my soul, and then I'm out of there. And then, they can stay for the rest of the day. But when he brought that up, and it's just the universe is doing a lot for me this year in particular. But it's just so interesting to me that he brought this up about 2 weeks ago. And then I thought about, well, I know that I'm going to be cooking, and I want to make sure that I'm bringing certain things to the show. One of those things in particular is I love to feature Panamanian cooking. Now, because I grew up eating Panamanian food, it's very near and dear to my heart. However, because, as I mentioned before, because life changes and dietary changes in particular, I cannot eat a lot of that food because of the ingredients in it. So I'm now tasked with coming up with alternatives where I can still eat the things that I love and I grew up just salivating over, but in a way where I can now eat it now. So that's a big thing for me to bring that into the show, so that you have an opportunity to, if you've not had Panamanian food before, but for you to get that opportunity to try it, or even if you have, but there's a different option that may be just a little, dare I say, a little healthier, a little having different ingredients involved. So there you have it. So enough on that. I'm gonna put a top on this, and then we'll come right back, and then we'll do the most important part, which is the taste test. And we're back just in time for my favorite part, which is the taste test. Now, this is extremely hot. I'm being overly enunciating because I don't know if you can hear this plop, plop. We got some aggressive plops in here. I'm saying that because I have to be very careful, and I encourage you to do the same because this is hot. But I'm here for this because I already know this is gonna taste like magic on top of magic. I gotta hit it. I gotta hit it with this though. I gotta hit it because it's just not gonna be, and we're not going too crazy with it. But just that aroma that comes. I'm ready for this. I don't know if you can feel this excitement and this energy over here, but I'm ready for this. Okay, I'm ready for this. We're gonna take our time though, because it's. Can you see the steam? I do this because I love y'all, for no other reason. It smells amazing. Okay. It's like my childhood hit me again. Oh my gosh. Listen, I don't love like super sweet things. This has enough sugar. This got enough sweetness. The nutmeg, the cinnamon, all the things I love. Star anise, we're not forgetting you. We're not forgetting you, clove. All of that played a role. Coconut played a role. Listen, if you do nothing else for this year, make sure you try this. Leave us some comments. Let us know what your experience was. What did you think about this? This is an awesome dessert. Until then, be well, and we'll see you in the next one.